Hi everybody. This video is going to discuss what to expect for your online classes for this coming semester.
Hey everyone! First, may I say welcome to Kingsborough. You've all made a great decision by coming to our school, as well as joining our learning community program. I know this isn't going to be easy, especially with coronavirus, but you can do it and we're here to help. I am one of the student development professors, as well as academic advisors. So just to give you a few bits of information, this semester you're going to work with your learning community classmates in your classes that all work together. So you will make friends and you will get to know each other really well as your professors will be there to support you.
Hi, my name is Benjamin Stewart, and I'm an academic advisor here at Kingsborough Community College, and I wanted to welcome you all back to the fall 2020 semester. I know 2020 has been quite a ride so far, and it's not over yet. But one thing I did want to tell you is, as an academic advisor, I work with a team of really great individuals, and we're all here to help you get through your academic studies and beyond. One thing I did want to talk to you about is the way that we'll be having classes this semester. It's going to be distance learning as it has been since the pandemic has hit. Just remember that you have to access all of your classes through your Blackboard on CUNY First. Make sure you have your CUNY First login and password handy.
There are two types of classes, synchronous classes and asynchronous classes.
Synchronous classes means you have to be online at the exact time that the class starts.
Meaning you will have a time in the day when you meet with your professor via Zoom or Blackboard Collaborate or any other video chat platform.
Most of your professors are going to use Zoom or Collab to do class time.
Or asynchronous classes, which means that you will not have a specific time where you meet with your professor online, but you'll have work to complete and have to submit it at a certain time and date.
Some of your professors are not even going to use Zoom. They're probably just going to be dependent on discussion boards.
Now, asynchronous means you may see a class on your schedule which only says online. That means you can access the Blackboard day or night, anytime, to do your assignments, view your syllabus, and simply contact the professor.
The professor will upload material and assignments, and you just have to have them done by the due date, but they're not going to expect that you log in at a specific time.
So just remember to check your schedule to see if you have synchronous or asynchronous classes, or a combination of both.
The next thing we're going to discuss is accessing your Blackboard. You want to make sure that you are able to access your Blackboard, and you want to make sure that you log in at least every day to make sure that there aren't any new announcements that might get missed.
Well, Blackboard is the website where your professors will be posting all of your work, as well as all of your lectures, and you will be submitting all of your work to Blackboard, and you will also have an important announcement from your professors on Blackboard.
To access your Blackboard, you're going to want to go to the CUNY website, www.cuny.edu. You're going to go over to Login and click Blackboard. The username and password are going to be the same ones that you would use for your CUNY First. So first name dot last name and the last two digits of your student ID at login.cuny.edu for the username. And then the password, you would have set it up, it would have to have at least one capital letter and at least one number. Once you log in, you'll be able to go to My Courses, and you can click on each individual course, and you should every day so that you see all of the announcements and information and things along those lines.
If you want to make sure you don't miss anything, you can set up your announcements to go straight to the email you prefer.
That means it is important to make sure that you all activate your KBCC student email account.
In making sure that you have your Kingsborough email already claimed and that you can access it.
I cannot stress enough how important it is for you all to do that, because not only will your professors be communicating with you through that email address, and you will be able to communicate with them through that email address, but the college, Kingsborough Community College, also sends out a bunch of very important information.
To access your student email account, from the Kingsborough website, you're going to go to Current Students, and then click on Student Email. It will then ask you if you want to see faculty email or student email. You are a student, so you're going to want to click the student email on the right-hand side. And it will bring you to this screen, which will allow you to look up your account, to log in.
If you have any problems accessing your email, you can always go to the tech office or the IT desk.
You contact the IT Student Help Desk if there are any sort of issues with your Blackboard, with accessing things. They also can help you with lender laptops and stuff like that. The contact information for them is helpdesk@students.kbcc.cuny.edu or 718-368-6679.
If you can make your life just that much more simpler by just activating your email address, to make sure you're not missing out on any phone announcements, you will be doing yourself a very great favor.
A very important thing to do while we're taking our online classes is not to wait to the last minute when you are taking care of assignments or quizzes. They're going to be posted pretty much whenever your professor tells them they're going to be posted, and you want to make sure that you get them done before the due date. Don't leave it to the last minute.
So that way, even if there's some glitch or something isn't working, your printer broke, or let's say Blackboard is under construction, because sometimes they'll be like fixing a glitch or something, and they'll let you know that Blackboard is down from this time to this time. It's really annoying, but it's true. And you'll thank yourself for starting the assignment ahead of time, because you will allow yourself to complete it in a timely manner and still leave a little room for flexibility. So if a glitch or something does come up, you still have enough time to complete the assignment.
So you don't want to wait until the last minute, 20 minutes before the quiz is due in order to do the quiz. Because what happens if there's an issue with your internet and it goes down and then it closes out, that can cause all sorts of issues. So you want to try to make sure that you're doing assignments ahead of the due date so that they're ready to go.
Since our classes are going to be online, there's always the chance that there's going to be a problem with your internet. If you have any problems like this, such as your connection going out, it's important to tell your professor as soon as possible to avoid any problems, especially if it went out while you were taking a quiz or test.
If you let your professors know, hey, I wasn't able to do this assignment because my Wi-Fi was out, or I wasn't able to do my assignment because this thing came up last minute. Your professors, for the most part, will be very understanding, and they will try to work with you to come up with a plan so you don't fall behind and you stay on track. Your professors are willing to help you, but you have to meet them halfway. And how do you do that? By communicating with them. If something comes up, your Wi-Fi goes out, you need to help a family member, whatever it may be. As long as you let your professors know in advance, hey, I can't submit this assignment on time because I had this thing come up, they will understand. I mean, if it's an everyday thing or an every week thing, they may not understand after a little while, but for the most part, your professors are there to help you, and they are willing to help you. As long as you participate and you do your best and you communicate with them, they will be there by your side to help you on.
You will want to make sure that you have access to either a laptop or a computer, preferably in order to do your work online.
For those that prefer to use the phone app, a lot of professors have been saying that it doesn't really work that well when they're trying to access the files. So it's better to make sure you have access to a computer when you're using Blackboard.
The Blackboard app is really not very good for maintaining the work that you need to do in the online classes. It gives you the bare minimum, and it tends to not notify you of things right away. So for that reason, we generally recommend that you not use the Blackboard app on your phone for the classes. It's better to use either a laptop or a desktop computer if you're able to.
If you don't have a computer, you can get one from Kingsborough.
Kingsborough does offer a computer and tablet lending program for students who do not have a device with Wi-Fi to use for the upcoming fall semester to do their online classes.
Another very important thing to deal with when we're taking our online classes is communication. Communication is very important. You want to be able to email your professors and your advisors if there's any problems at all. Don't just wait for it to blow over, or don't just go silent.
You're going to make sure that you stay in touch with your professors in all your classes. They will provide you with their emails and access to contact them, and they should have virtual office hours as well.
Because classes are going to be online, I cannot stress how important it is that you all communicate with your professors. Hear me out when I say this. Communication is key. It is key to your success in the following upcoming fall semester.
If you have any problems, you need to make sure that you email your professors or your advisors. Don't just go silent, okay? Because then we won't know that there's an issue and we won't know how to help you.
Another use for discussion board. Maybe discussion board is the only way to get through to your professor.
If you want, you can use your professor's hours to speak with them and catch up on concepts that you might have missed or you need to go over again. It's also important to ask questions during the classes or in the emails. Don't just assume you know the answer, or don't be afraid to ask the questions.
Something that I want to let you know is that as the advisor and student development professor, we are happy to help any way we can. If you find as time goes on, maybe you can't reach a professor, a department's not getting back to you, you're trying to find an answer and you can't seem to get it in terms of financial aid or buying a book or registration next semester, other special programs, you have the advisors to lean on, and we will happily walk you through anything. There are situations when professors don't reply to emails right away, and it might even take them some time to respond. Please don't worry. Reach out to your advisor, and we will certainly help you.
If you have any questions, ask your professor, ask your advisor. Do not assume, do not guess. Ask questions of your professor or your advisor. Similarly, you don't always want to ask your friends because maybe they're guessing and maybe they don't really know the right answer. So you always want to ask your professor if you have a question about the class, your advisor if you have any questions about the policies of the college or what classes to take and those sorts of things.
If you need help selecting classes for the next semester, make sure to reach out to us at Academic Advisement so we can sit down with you via virtual Zoom or WebEx meeting, and we can talk about the classes that you need to take for next semester.
It's also important to know that your professor won't be able to help you with everything, and that's what your advisor is there for. So make sure to contact them as well throughout the semester.
Another great thing to expect from Kingsborough is that you do have an academic advisor who is ready and happy to help. You can contact your advisor throughout the semester, whether you have any issues locating a professor, contacting a department, if you have issues in your class, you want to find out about tutoring, you want to talk about advisement and registration for next semester, we certainly are available, and you can contact your academic advisors through their email.
Your advisor is literally your best friend for the semester. And for you all, you guys have a mandated advisor right in your SD-10 class who doesn't just teach your SD-10 student development course, but they also are your advisor for the whole entire semester, and they are there to help and guide you through any challenges that may come up throughout the semester. They're there to talk to you. They're there to help you choose your classes and make sure that you are staying on track to graduating on time.
You will be able to locate your advisor's name on your student center, or you can locate them on Starfish. Your academic advisor is really available to help you in any way. You're not doing this alone. We are certainly available to help and hope you have a great first semester at Kingsborough.
If you're having any problems with your classes and they're just not working well, then be sure to talk with your advisor about possibly withdrawing from the class before the end of the withdrawal period occurs.
It's very important to pay attention to the withdrawal dates. Those are the dates and deadlines that determine when you can drop a class. There are certain dates that mean different things, so you will always want to talk with your advisor if you're thinking about withdrawing from a class to determine how withdrawing from that class will affect your financial aid, will affect your GPA, various other kinds of things like that.
Remember to check the homepage for the academic calendar on Kingsborough's website at www.kbcc.cuny.edu. If you're looking for dates for graduation, holidays, exams, you can usually find them there.
Also, Kingsborough has a academic calendar that's posted on the KBCC website, and if you click on it, it has a lot of really important dates that take part during the semester. And some of those important dates are dates for when is the last day to sign up for a new class, when is the last day to withdraw from a class, when is the last day to drop or switch a class without getting a failing grade on your transcript, because none of us want that to happen, right?
When emailing your professor or your advisor, it's important to make sure you have your full name and, if possible, your EMPL ID in your emails.
Whenever you email a professor or an advisor, you always want to make sure that you put your full name and your EMPL ID number, that's your student ID number, so that they know who you are, they're able to look you up, and they're able to help you. If you're emailing a professor, you probably also want to put the class number and the section number, because sometimes professors will teach multiple sections of the same class. For example, you may have a professor, you're taking Psychology 11, maybe that professor is teaching 3 sections of Psychology 11 and they need to know which one you're in, okay?
Some professors actually teach several classes, so if you just email them, they may take a little bit longer to get back to you because they have to go through each of the rosters and try to figure out from what class you're in that they're teaching. So you will really help them out by just including your EMPL ID number, your full name, and the course with the section that you are in.
It's also important to use a professional email, such as your Kingsborough email. That way they know who you are immediately upon getting it.
You also always want to make sure that you're using a professional email address and header when you send the emails to the professor. You don't want to be sending emails from email addresses that give the professor a negative impression of you, okay? The email address you use conveys an impression of you as a person, and so you want to convey a professional impression.
You can find a lot of other information also by going to the Kingsborough website and going to the upper right-hand corner of your screen and looking at the search box. If you type in your information that you're looking for in the search button, it should bring up all of the pertinent information that you may need for the fall 2020 semester.
Some of the other things you can expect is that your classes will be on Blackboard and they will run very similar but differently from one another.
When you're reading your syllabuses at the start of the semester, it's important to read them carefully, as the instructions requirements for the course will be listed there. It's important to review them and make sure that you are able to handle everything that's going to come with the course. This will also give you an idea of what is expected of the class, such as assignments and projects that will be due and their due dates.
Time management will be that much more crucial in your daily life because it will be up to you to make sure that you submit all the work on time. And none of you want to be worrying about a whole bunch of work, like a really big essay or test, the very last minute when you maybe only have 30 minutes or an hour left to submit it and you just remembered and you're starting and you're rushing. You don't need to do that.
You can use a planner to help keep track of your assignments and projects and their due dates and help manage your time better. You can also make a physical planner with a pencil, which will allow you to edit it and keep it on hand without the internet.
You just want to make sure that you have some sort of a planner, whether that's a calendar that you can write on in a pencil or like a Google thing that you can edit. Editing is important because a lot of times assignments and information will change as the semester goes, and you have to be able to make changes as it goes.
And you were taking notes while your teachers were talking. So, it is important to do the same thing now, even though you're not going to be in a physical classroom with a professor in front of you. You still should take notes. Why? Well, let me tell you from personal experience. Your notes will be your best friends for each of your classes in the semester. They will be your guide to not only reviewing and studying for any of the tests, quizzes, midterms, or finals that you may have, but they will also be really helpful when needing to complete all of your assignments that are given to you throughout the semester for each of your classes.
With everything being online, there's also the chance that you are going to get overwhelmed. But it's important to take things one at a time.
I know that we've thrown a lot of information at you, and it can be very overwhelming. Just remember that this is a whole semester that we're talking about. It's 12 weeks. We have a lot of time, and it can seem like there's a lot to do right now. But it's over the course of the semester. We're going to break this down. So just take things one step at a time, and everything will be okay.
Professors usually post everything at once at the start of the semester, so when you open up your Blackboard for the first time of the semester, you may see something like 200 plus new notifications, and that can be a little overwhelming. But you don't have to worry about it, because not all those are going to be due at once.
A thing for discussion boards. It's okay to comment on other people's discussions. It's okay to communicate with other classmates. Yeah, it's okay to make friends remotely.
We are all in this together, guys. We will get through this. We've came so far from when COVID just started for the very first time, and we are continuing to stick together. We are here for all of you. You can think of us as one big family, outside of your family that you're all currently staying with right now while we're social distancing and doing distance learning.
Please go on to your classes, keep in touch with your professors, read the syllabus, make friends with your classmates, talk to your advisor, and just know that you're going to have a great semester at Kingsborough, and I'm glad you're here. So good luck and have a great semester.
I hope you guys enjoyed this fall 2020 semester. Even though it's a little bit different, we still have faith in you, and we know you guys are going to do a great job. See you soon.